Welcome, everybody. I am in the house. Unfortunately, my guest has not showed up, but the show must go on. I am Dr. D, Dreams to Be, but really, Dreams to Reality Ranch is what it is. It's the channel that you seen the introduction. So I had to shift gears and do something I was going to talk about later on, and it is what does sound solid silence, and I mean solid silence, sounds to you? And does silence affect you? Because we live in a world today where we got so much going on. We got our TV on at night, we have our lights on by our bed, we have our phones charging, we have all different kinds of gadgets and gadgets that are plugged in, and they're always going on. Connecting. Hold on for 1 second. We're gonna go to a commercial real quick.
I am your host, Dr. D. Welcome to Dreams to Reality Ranch. Take this trip with me.
And I am back. So as I said, I was hoping that was my guest that had maybe a problem, but I haven't been able to get through, or maybe they'll be on a little bit later. I don't know, but we'll do it again. We will definitely reach out to our guests, and we were going to talk about foraging. And I think that's very important. But let's get on talk about what silence is and all the things that it affects in our house. From your refrigerator running, there are sounds you might not hear it a lot on a bigger scale that you hear a TV or you hear a radio. But even your stoves make sounds. Even your microwaves, even though they're not running, they still have a vibration and they run a sound. Your dishwasher, it has a sound. Your washing machine, it has a sound. Your dryer has a sound. Even if they're not they're plugged in, but even if you're not using them. And the reason that I say that is that it's energy, and because everything is energy, it comes through. And that's what I was learning. A lot of stuff, that energy, it comes through and it makes some sort of signal or some sort of vibration. So it's spread out. You see birds flying, they have a signal and a vibration they put out. That's how they signal other birds on how to fly in the pattern that they fly. So we've forgotten that everything has a sound. And the question I want to ask you is, hold on for 1 second. We got a comment. Oh, Chef Amen, thank you. How are you? I'm glad you're in the house tonight. I need to get you to come on the show and do a little something, something. We got to connect. Matter of fact, I want to show you guys something I'm working on. Y'all got to forgive me. I'm stepping away from the computer. Okay. Wow. Okay. Y'all guys see this? I'm hoping y'all can see this. I created this a long time ago, this hematite. And it has crystals in it. It has amethyst. It has, let me see it. It's been so long. It has amethyst. It has rose quartz. It has selenite. This is my first, what my friend called me, my first making a portal stick. So I'm upgrading because of you, my brother. I am taking on the task of making this into a bigger portal stick with crystals and colors and vibrations. So that's homage to him, the brother that's in the room, and I'm so grateful for that. So, as I say, when something don't work out, everything works out. There's another course and another reason. I don't let anything stop me from getting what I need to get done, and I learned. That's about being in alignment where you're supposed to be. So, thank you so much for that and that inspiration. But getting back to sound and everything from the birds having sounds. Believe it or not, even crystals send out frequencies. Colors send out frequencies. I know we've talked about that. My favorite color is violet. As you can see, that's on the screen. Violet, because it sends out a frequency and it taps not only into our crown chakra that opens us up and have us able to see different things in different spiritual realms and different connections, which I really love. That is so amazing, that frequency, but it gives out, is a spectrum on the light, and it has a certain thing that it can heal. Like there's purple foods that actually heal and that you can take if you're on that. There's purple grapes, there's purple potatoes, there is, wait for it, butterfly pea with lemon in it. It turns it blue, but butterfly pea actually is like a dark purple. So I like things like that. And the other things that are purple that are good for you is ubi. So anybody know what ubi is? Ubi is like a potato, but it's UBE. It's like a potato, but it's purple. And they use it in the Philippines to make desserts all the time. So, and Dr. Iris would say it's, y'all gonna get me. It's a carbohydrate and it's a root vegetable. So forgive me. Also, blueberries. And the reason I say blueberries and those things, because they also heal different parts of your body. And it also nourishes your body, but also rejuvenates and brings water. And that is another, the grapes, I'll say the blueberries are like an H3O of oxygen for your body, which I really like. I'm not scientific with my stuff. I'm more on a vibrational part. But if you're working on different chakras, which I talked to you about in the book that's coming out, different foods you eat during that time, it is like totally amazing. Like my other favorite when I was abroad is orange. And orange is for the solar plex. I can't stand up. Solar plex chakra. So you would eat oranges, sweet potatoes. Oh my gosh, she's here. Okay. I don't have to do this by myself. All right. Oh my gosh, thank you. Oh my God. Oh, woo. I'm telling you, I make things work. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. I'm gonna bring her to say this.
Are you okay?
I was like, oh my gosh, I'm doing this by myself, and I just make things work like they're supposed to. I just went with it and just started talking.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, guys. Y'all know how I am.
No, because I kept saying, is it? Well, she said 6 o'clock, and I said, does she mean her time or my time? Set up and be ready to go just in case either one.
I'm glad. Okay, yes. And I should have said that. And I said, but I did put 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I did do that. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
That's what happens. But
yeah.
let me go in and
I can't hear you. There you
oh,
go.
can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yes,
Uh-oh.
yes, I can
Okay.
hear you now. Yeah.
I gotta be right next. I gotta be up on my mic. I can't be back like I was. So I am going to introduce you. Yes,
Oh,
Ubi
okay,
is
okay.
starchy.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
I was talking about different colors and stuff like that. But
So
you
you
guys say that one more time. Uh-oh. Okay, her camera is
okay.
frozen a little bit. So we're gonna check the internet out. So it is,
Okay.
yeah. Okay, Ubi is, he said Ubi is starchy. It is. That's true. Thank you. Thank you, Brother Ahmed. He is a chef from like no other. So I really appreciate him. So I really appreciate you too for coming on. So, okay, it's frozen again. Okay, it must be the internet. Okay, I can see you. Can you hear me? Hello? Okay. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know why it keeps freezing. Can you hear me or see me? Okay, let
Okay.
me see. That's what happens sometimes. I get it. I know what's going on. Your internet is freezing. I get it. I get it.
Oh, no problem.
So I don't know what to do on my end, but let's see.
It seems like I see two camera settings for me. I see one here next to you, and then I see a smaller one. I don't know if you have another one open, or should I close this out? I don't want to close it. This is
Hello, everybody. Can you hear me? Hear me? And let's see. Went out and came back in. Is that better? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, awesome, because now I can hear you. Now introduce yourself to the people to who you are. And I like that Black Warrior, but I can't see the whole thing. Mm. Is Ustream messing up again? Please don't be messing up. Let's see. All right, you guys, let's try to
I can
play
hear
one. Go ahead. You can hear me?
I
Am
can
I frozen?
hear
Okay. Okay. They're asking you
okay.
to
I hear you
stay in the
now.
studio. Something is saying they're trying to record. There's some problems. Say, please ask all guests to stay in the studio until the recordings are done and uploading. I was like, okay. So, all right, guys. Y'all know I got something ready just in case. Let's see. Um, let's do another video that I made and let me check something out. Are you back on? Can you hear me? Let me see. Oh, okay. Can you hear me? I don't know what's going on with this thing. I see myself. I see you moving a little bit, but I don't hear anything. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. All right. Let's see if this will do it. We're going to play this video real quick.
Can you hear me?
No matter what obstacle seems to get in my way, I have the tools to get over it, under it, through it, and above it. Because I travel to the south, to the north, to the east, to the west, through many portals and dimensions, to reach the height in the universe, to come together.
Okay. Can you hear me now? I see.
Yes, I can hear you. Oh. Oh, let me go get my other phone. Let me go get my other phone. I had to go get my other phone. Yeah. Oh. Okay. Okay.
Season came through again and did some damage.
Is it really
And
bad?
so
Okay.
I had. Okay. So do I need to hang up now?
I don't know. Let's try to talk and see what's going on because it's double background.
Yeah, I can hear me in the computer now.
Yeah,
Okay.
I can hear me in the computer now.
Okay, let's go. Let's leave this alone. We're done.
So hang the phone up.
Hang the phone up. We're done. So we just needed a little bit.
Use the phone or the computer. Okay, let me hang
The phone.
phone up.
Okay. We'll see you when you get back, bro. Okay.
I hear.
You hear me? I hear you.
Okay. So as I was saying, okay, call me. Let's. You want me to call me back?
Say
again?
that one more time. You're doing good. Let's see. I don't know. Okay.
Hello.
Uh-huh. So you keep going in and out. Let's.
Okay.
I don't know what's going on.
Please leave your message for. Please leave a message.
It's like I don't know.
Nothing has been recorded.
Well, the phone.
Hello.
Call from.
Hello.
Hello. Okay.
Okay.
Good.
Okay.
Let me see something. Hold on for 1 second. Let me see if I can mute this.
You ready?
Hold on. I'm getting it. Hold on. I'm trying to. Okay. Is it how does it sound to you?
I can mute this. How does it sound?
Now say something so it.
I felt the need after hurricane season hit, and they was distributing water out in the community. And I live in a small community out in the country outside the Houston city limits. I'm about 40 miles outside of the Houston city limits. And I seen people line up for water and everything, and that kind of, tugged at my spirit to say, hey, we got to get better at preparing for major crises, disasters, or what not happen. And I said a lot of people are not prepared.
Okay.
So my goal was to start a group, and I started on Zoom.
Uh-huh.
We meet like twice a month on Sundays at 7 p.m.
You got your computer on? You can mute me.
My goal was to teach people how to prep and prepare.
Mm-hmm.
How to computer on? Yeah, my computer's on.
Okay, mute me.
The mic is off on the computer.
No. Mute me on your computer because it's coming back.
Okay.
That's what's happening. You didn't have to get off the computer.
I'm trying to see how to do that.
Can you turn your computer down, like the volume down?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Let me go do that. Let me turn my. Oh, there it is. Hold on, I found it. Let me turn that down. I'm gonna turn my mic off.
Okay. This must be some potent information. It's got to be potent information. That's why it's going on.
I'm trying to. Everything coming up on my computer that doesn't even come up.
See, it's all good. Energy.
Okay, let me see. Yeah. It won't let me do it. It won't let me. It's slow. It's really slow. So I'm gonna work on that, and I'm gonna try to. Okay, I'm getting my settings up. So
Okay.
So what I was saying, I live partially off the grid.
Okay.
I collect my water via rain,
I like that.
or if it's not raining, I have a neighbor that allows me to get water out of the well.
Nice.
So it was really good because I was able to find kind people in the area, and so what I did is I started incorporating the 250-gallon tote. And so I have officially 4 now.
Nice.
4 totes.
Okay.
So I am able to be sustainable with rainwater and well water. So, but those totes last me at least 6 months.
Nice.
Okay, I got my sound. So the most important thing I think people need to come back to is to get back to gardening,
Right.
growing your own food, and becoming self-sustainable.
I love
and
that.
not relying on a government handout.
Okay.
Our ancestors, and you should know throughout history, that our ancestors was well self-sustainable people.
True.
They was like the squirrels. They harvested those nuts and hid them away until they were needed.
Right?
Getting so far away from doing things like that. And
Yep.
we're not teaching the young people
That's true.
to grasp that concept either. And right now, that is something we need to incorporate back into our community. It's sad that I went to an agriculture event about growing things, and I seen 7 Black people at the event. 7 Black people. Everybody was of a different other race. That saddened me.
Right.
Because they're capturing everything. The other race of people, and I'm not trying to, go into a race war, but I'm just saying it's a fact.
Right.
They're in the woods. They're camping. They're hunting. They're teaching their children how to hold guns when they're at a certain age.
I should.
We ain't teaching them how to go shoot up the neighbors. They're teaching how to survival skills. They going boating. They're going fishing.
Yep.
This is what kids in the country do.
Yep.
But the most important thing that people have to realize, this world is forever changing, and you can see it day by day, week by week, month by month, year by year.
Right.
There's a natural disaster happening all over the United States.
That's true.
If you don't know how to take care of yourself and your family, you're going to find out yourself in a tent camp somewhere. And my rule is I don't follow crowds.
There
I
you
ain't
go.
going to get locked up and pinned down anywhere.
I got you. I do it on my own.
And people, I don't think people taking it serious. Oh, nothing's going to happen. Oh, that hurricane was supposed to come here, or that tornado, it bypassed us. The ifs, woulda, coulda, shoulda. But in the Army, they don't prepare for if, woulda, coulda, shoulda. They prepare for right now, it's going to happen.
Right.
You have to get that mind concept of it's going to happen.
Right.
So where are you going to be when it happens?
They got a lot of prep shows out. And I mean a lot of prep and bunkers and stuff that they talk about. They do have that. I remember watching them as a kid. But also, I don't know if I shared with you, my children grew up Mormon. And they have it used to be called the Relief Society. A Relief Society where women learning how to camp, preserve, sew, clean, but also the Mormons believe that you should have I think it's 3 months to a year worth of food for everybody in your family to be able to eat. So they also have a place where if you have dry beans, you can go and take those dry beans and they will pack them up in a can for you to be able to use. Or if you have rice, you can pack it up and they'll do that as a member. They are teaching them, they learn that from infancy all the way up how to be prepared. They make sure that they're done. That's done in a weekend. Once a month you go and you take all your goods and you take them in. And that is part of that religion. The Mennonites do the same thing. The Amish do the same thing. But the Amish and the Mennonite, they don't rely on the electricity at all. They do not, they're off the grid. Even their lights are to a point that there's, kerosene lamps, and even outside are gas lamps, like stuff that we take for granted. There in their town, there's Quakertown near Reading. These are all Mennonite and Quaker and Amish countries up there in Pennsylvania and Ohio. They have their own roads that they just come out and they might go into the store or send somebody to the store, but they're prepping. Even the way they garden, I was looking at how they garden their food and their vegetables, and they have a cellar. How many people have a cellar today? Or even know what a cellar is? And some people call it a root cellar or a basement, where my granny, that's what she did. She had vegetables and fruits down in the basement in the cellar, and and it was packed on both sides that we harvest everything. Then I had a great aunt that caught rainwater, and she would tell me different things that you could do with the rainwater. Besides, boiling it, they were always prepared. And I don't know if they was always prepared because of being in the World War II during that time, and they did everything, but they were a little bit more prepared than if something was to happen today. You notice the young people, they go to the store and they buy everything off the shelf. You know what I mean?
What I try to do is,
go ahead.
As far as my schedule for Black Warriors prepping and preparing, like I said, we do it on Zoom.
Okay.
So at the beginning of the year, I have a whole month on how to grow things, how to regrow things, and I have a series every Sunday. And it doesn't matter what size your yard is. It doesn't matter if you live in an apartment, a townhouse. Something can be grown, whatever situation you're living in. Mm-hmm. I think the most important people is actually just getting their hand in the dirt and trying it.
Nice.
People, I done heard them say, I don't have a green thumb, and, but experience is the best teacher. Don't think I didn't have trials and error when I was trying to grow something. I realized, that need more sun. You didn't have it in the right place, but its experience is the best teacher. So the important thing is, I motivate people to try to grow something in their home or possession.
Okay.
Another part of Black Warriors that we teach is also securing your home. Alternative ways to securing your home. Mm-hmm. Alternative light source. Alternative heat source.
Nice.
Because also when things get rough and things get crazy, people want to come and take what you are, looking for someone. So you have to know how to secure your home. It's not just about packing a gun. Mm-hmm. There's other ways that you can do things, and some of them just bad habits that people do. They leave the lights on, and when people watching your houses, they know when you're coming and going. There's certain things you should not do, certain things you should advertise, keep your garage door closed. Everybody see everything. Oh, they got a bike. You don't want to advertise anything that you have. Another thing, safety procedures. People need to be aware when they out and about, shopping, and women especially. I just something about women going out at night. It's just not my pet peeve.
Right.
That's not safe to me. If you need to go before it gets dark to do your errands and run around, mm-hmm. and don't wait till nighttime. Make sure your car, my motto is, with my group is, if your tank is half empty, then it's empty. You never know what's going to happen on the fourth of tank, and you're like, oh my goodness, I have to drive so many miles, and all I got. So you got to be more conscious. This is called being aware. Mm-hmm. It's not being paranoid. People like, well, they may think you're paranoid, but I'd rather be paranoid and make sure I have something than not have something.
Right.
I keep a bag in my car, extra clothes, water, some snacks or something. If I have to walk, then I know I got something in my car, a knife, a pair of scissors. I tell them how they can go to Dollar Tree and make a first aid kit with Dollar Tree products, an emergency kit with Dollar Tree products.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be something fancy, just something simple. You may need something to cut something. You ain't got one thing to cut nothing with in that car.
Right.
Another thing, keep some cash in your car. I'm not saying keep hundreds of dollars, but at least if something happens, something is better than nothing. Because I'm going to tell y'all what happened one morning I was going to work. Because I'm also as a pre-K teacher, so I'm still working a long job, long hours, 5 days a week. And for some reason, I don't know why, I thought I had several bags. I thought I grabbed my purse. I got to the gas station to pull up to get gas. And I was about, OMG. So I so happened to call my manager, and she came and put gas in my car.
Wow.
that was a waking up moment for me. You put some money in your car, so enough for gas at least,
Right.
you know. And it's just important that we take things a little bit more serious. I know everybody, we get comfortable because everything's convenient now. We get into this age now where everything is push button delivered here, apps here, scan app. You know, for me at my age, no. I'm not into a lot of technology, tweeting and talking and all. I'm not into that, you know. But I just want to encourage people, you know, to do communal work together, communal garden together. If you don't grow one thing, at least you grow one thing, I grow one thing, we can share.
Yep.
You know, we can do cooperative together. Okay, when the harvest is right, what do you have?
Right.
But learning skills is very important, too. I tell people, use basic first aid is key also. First aid is very key to survival.
Right.
How you going to stop a bleeding if a cut happens?
Honey?
How you going to break somebody's arm or something? How you going to wrap it?
A stick?
You know, so some basic first aid is always important to know. And it's not something really expensive. You can go online and learn something. The problem is we got to take this serious.
Right.
We have to start going online. YouTube is full of first aid things that you can just watch and say, okay, that's how I stop bleeding. What if somebody's choking?
Right.
You know how to do that choke hold, wrap yours on around them, put them under their spine and put them up. Being a teacher, I have to take first aid every year. It's a requirement. And another thing, a lot of people, if you're on medication, my goal, and I'm going to tell you, I'll be 64 in November. And my health is very important because a lot of people that have a lot of health issues, you know, fearful that they have to do certain things, and because of their fear of their health, their medication not going to come. Well, heck, we right now have a situation right now, and all the ship channels being turned around and detoured. So everything's going to be delayed now. Gas prices skyrocketing. So you're going to have to take care of your health.
Right.
It's important. Stop eating the wrong food at the wrong age. The greasy fried chicken, the pork bones, the ham hock. You know that soul. Y'all know what I'm talking about. The soul food.
I get you.
At my age, I had to let go. I don't eat fried chicken. She's like, you eat fried chicken? What's wrong with you? You like you eat fried chicken? Fried chicken. When you flip it around, no, my body say no. So you have to look at that taste buds as you want to flip it around.
Yes.
Yeah, it may taste good, but I done stopped doing a lot of things because my goal is I don't want to be pumping pills. I see too many people carrying these pill cases, pop this for this. They take about 5 or 6 pills to live.
That's not living. For me, anyway, that's not living.
So first of all, we also got to manage our health.
That's true.
And the one more thing I just want to, I'm just watching. We just talked about last week about AI. AI is on the move.
It's always been on the move.
And a lot of these young people, they adapt into it because it's quick, fast, it's smart. Gemini going to be smarter than us.
There
All
it is.
these apps, people are utilizing them. They're looking for AI engineers now.
Yep, they are.
That's what they're looking for, people and stuff. But we got to think about where we are at our age. We're not into a lot of things. So we're going to have to get organized. If you're 55 and above, this is time to start thinking about longevity.
That's true.
Because if the AI going to roll out in 2030, well, that's 4 years from now.
Yeah.
So we got to get this mindset of being sustainable and taking care of home, not always out splurging, partying, trying to hit everything that come out. I don't do concerts. I'm not giving them no more of my money.
I'll blame you.
I really don't do all that socializing, get together. I've done that long time ago.
Right.
I'm not doing that anymore. I done had my fun. It's time to start thinking about the future. We're getting close, especially everybody getting close to retirement age.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
You know, my goal was to have everything. My land is paid for. What I live in is paid for. All I do is pay taxes. So if I can retire on what I make today, yes.
There you go.
I'm 100% positively yes.
I get you. So
I have a garden. I don't have 5 acres. People think, oh, I gotta have this 2 acres. No, I don't have 5 acres. But I can tell you how many items growing right now in my back, all around my yard.
right.
From grapes, and they're beautiful. Gonna be beautiful. Grapes, blackberry, kale, onions, parsley, celery, Malabar spinach. I just put down my okra.
All right.
I have lemongrass, lemon burma, lemon basil, sage, rosemary. I got 3 types of mint in my yard.
Okay.
And I plan to do watermelon.
Now,
I forgot about cucumbers,
okay.
peppers, potatoes, and grow bags. And these are grow bags. I had them in my bed, but I'm putting something else in my bed. So
Mhm.
I bought these grow bags off of Amazon, and I put them in there.
Okay.
I got sweet potatoes, getting ready to plant. Well, actually, the bin that my sweet potatoes are in, I know the sweet potatoes coming up, and I didn't plant them. I thought,
Okay.
oh, my goodness. All right, come on back up. I planted another sweet potato. I got some ginger that I'm going to put down. I got cilantro. And the most important thing for me right now, I am taking a master herbalist class,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and I'm foraging. I want to know every plant in this country world that I live in, what's the benefit?
There you go. That's what I wanted to talk to you about.
I've seen a lot of them. I don't know if anybody ever heard of cleavers. Cleavers cleanse your lymphatic system.
Okay. We talked
So
about.
I've been gathering them up, chopping them, washing them, cleaning them, putting them in a jar. And I've been drinking it.
Right.
Put some spring water over it, and I've been drinking it. So I'm learning what's in the wild because as kids, I remember we ate everything on the ground in the tree.
That's true.
We were not sick as kids. We were not sick as some of us so comfortable with AC. They were like, man, I'm hot. I don't turn on AC. It got to be really crucial for me to turn the AC on because I'm
Hello.
cold nature. I like natural air.
There you go. I grew up with the window open as well. We did the window
Yeah,
on there.
I remember our houses always had the window open, and that's why people have so many allergies, sinus problems. First thing, if I shut on the AC, I'm going to get sick.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm not used to being under it anymore, and people think, so no, I have a fan. The wind is constantly blowing out. He ain't stopped blowing yet.
It doesn't. It's always.
It's not.
They
And
used to.
blackberry, and you got to watch the weather. And a lot of times, I learned that right now the weather has did an adjustment. I don't know if anybody has noticed that.
I have.
We had a pivotal point where I used to be able to go out and pick blackberries, blueberries, well, what they call them. And me and my neighbor would make jelly with them.
Mm-hmm.
And right now they just not coming out green because we really haven't had no sun in Texas. I'm in Texas, southern Texas. And we've had these 2 cold fronts that normally don't get in March and April. I was shocked. But that has put a stunt on our growing season.
Right.
But in Texas, we have growing season all the way, at least 9 months of growing season.
True.
So there's no reason you can't grow nothing because if it's hot, then it can grow.
I got you.
But you have to also learn some of the herbs that we have in our kitchen has medicinal property.
Right.
Basil, rosemary, garlic, ginger, turmeric, Ceylon cinnamon.
Mm-hmm.
All of that has medicinal property. Even baking soda. Some
Yes.
of our household products can be utilized in case of emergency.
Yes.
Baking soda used a long time ago. I don't know if y'all knew, but we used to brush teeth with baking
Yeah.
soda. We purify our clothes and soften our clothes and have whiten our clothes.
Yes. I remember that.
Black when you put black pepper on it, spices help dilute your veins and help your blood pressure out. I always put a little cayenne pepper in my coffee. They think they don't know what it is. I don't drink coffee. I drink a concoction.
Okay.
I put soursop leaf in my coffee, Ceylon cinnamon in my coffee. That's for my blood pressure.
Right.
I don't take blood pressure medicine. I chose to get rid of it last year, and I'm going natural.
All right. So I wanted to ask you about foraging. Tell me, how did you start going foraging? Like what was that like? What made you start foraging? Because that's not something a lot of people would think to do or are doing, period. Let's be honest.
Well, when I moved to the country, I've been out here 4 years, and I was walking down my street, and on side the road, I seen this yellow little melon, and it brought me back to my childhood. And that melon grew when I was a little girl, because we was allowed to run around the neighborhood. So we ate everything we seen. Mustardine grapes, blackberries, cuckabugs. I was explaining what a cuckabug is. But these melon, they part of the cucumber melon family. It looks like a lemon, but only with a smooth texture. When you cut it open, it looks exactly like a cucumber. Mm-hmm. So that made me go, wow, this is growing in the country? So I started looking at different plants. Mm-hmm. And then I put this app on my phone called Picture This. So anytime I see a plant, I take a picture of it. I researched it and learned that it's a medicinal plant. Okay. I remember honeysuckles as a little girl. We used to take the honeysuckle, pull the string down to the edge, and you'll see a little drop of juice. And we used to put that in our mouth and suck it. Mm-hmm. I was never sick as a child. Never.
Same. I didn't get sick until I got it out.
When then I started looking at events on Eventbrite for foraging. These people go out and forage in Texas and teach wild edible plants to people, but not our people. Mm-hmm. But the point is, I feel the Creator put everything on this earth to be utilized, medicine and healing and feeding us. There's so many things that grow out in the wild, dandelion.
Right.
And what I found out, these people go in there and harvest these and sell them to us.
Right.
So I said, okay, wait a minute. I bought dandelion seeds. And I planted dandelion in my yard.
Okay.
If I see a wild edible plant, I'm going to either harvest the seed, I'm going to dig it up and put it in my yard.
I like that.
So I'm searching. I have 3 right now. One is a toothache plant. If you chew on that little bud, it numbs your gum. You're going to salivate. It's going to take your pain away in your gums. Just something as simple as that little plant.
Only thing I know that does that is
interested in a situation where I would be able to be sustainable, knowing I can eat burdock roots. Mm-hmm. I can eat melons at this time of the year. I know wild blackberry, and I got wild garlic growing too. Okay. I'll send you some pictures, Doctor. I'll send you some pictures of some of the wild edible things. Those things come back every year. Wild onion.
Yes, and they also protect your plants. The same thing with the garlic. If you plant them a certain way, because I've been getting my education for myself because I want to do certain things. I wanted to make sure that the land that I have, instead of just having grass, that everything is edible. And because I'm in Florida, which people don't realize, Florida is very sandy. So you really have to actually make your own soil. And it takes some time unless you're going to buy the soil yourself. These are things that I'm learning because I am testing my soil, getting a soil test done of here to find out exactly what it is, what is the pH balance, because I don't know that. I want to know the
Right.
pH balance. I want to know what grows out here because out here used to be a whole bunch of oranges. And from what my education, my 3-hour education was the other day, the guy was saying out here the orange groves they used to have in Florida are short and almost non-existent. Is because of a beetle bug that came and
Right.
destroyed them. So, and he said, well, they thought they got rid of them, but when they spray these pesticides, insecticides, what they do is they become resistant to those and they make it even harder to grow. So now a lot of people here don't want to actually grow oranges or citrus because they're afraid of the bugs. And I'm like, well, if nature put them in there, right? Doesn't nature have something that can actually cure them? I know for coconut plants, like the coconut, we had the Japanese beetle in Guam, and it was eating all the coconut trees. And because we had the tsunami, which we just recently had a tsunami again, a typhoon, I'm sorry, a typhoon, but we had a tsunami and we just had another typhoon. It broke a lot of our coconut trees. So Guam was really known for that, but the trees were already weak because somebody's kid decided they wanted to bring the Japanese beetle to here, which is not their native land. And guess what? They destroyed the coconut plant. But that's hush hush. But we don't know how. Some people don't know how to do that. And I said, basically, what you get is some neem oil, some orange citrus oils. You mix them together. You put them on the bottom of that plant and spray them. Guess what? They can't stand that. You put that on the tree, neem and citrus oil, or and even the peels. Put them and let the citrus peel soak in the neem. You can actually use them. Guess what? It gets rid of those beetle bugs and protects your tree. And it's all natural. So nature gives you a lot of stuff. We just don't look for the natural things. We want the Roundup that causes irreparable damage to your body, because I don't want anybody. Look, I'm just giving y'all suggestions. I'm not a licensed doctor, not have an MD. Even though I have a D, I'm a PhD. There's a difference. So I have to say the disclaimer because
something to that. Everybody looking for a brand or label to say, "Oh, I'm a this." They got a PhD. Let me tell you something. My grandmother didn't have a PhD. My great aunt that passed down these home remedies didn't have a PhD, a master's degree.
Right.
They learned this stuff on hand experience. Why you think the people came to them and stuff for medicine? We went to the medicine cabinet. So we didn't have PhDs. Nature taught us what we needed to know.
There you go.
Now everybody, what's your background? What's your PhD? Y'all have to remember, everything we learned in school, we learned it through books from somebody else.
Right.
So let's think about what you're saying when you go try to classify somebody what they don't have.
Right. Well, the reason I said is that people like to sue people. So that's why I have to give a disclaimer.
I have a bachelor's degree. I have a bachelor's degree in psychology. I have an educational degree.
Right. So
now my passion about learning survival comes from common sense to me. What I teach myself, what I search out, I read.
I like that.
I search it. I Google. If I want to know something, I can become very knowledgeable about a lot of things through all this internet and resources.
Right.
So anybody can learn something.
Let's hope. So
that brand name right there, I look at it, the native people.
Yes.
We all pass stuff down from generation to generation. I can tell you some generational things that my aunt and them and my people used to do because it was passed down.
Right.
I'm from Louisiana, and they'll tell you, don't sweep my feet with a broom.
Yep.
There were certain things in Louisiana you couldn't do.
Bingo. I remember that.
You have to understand, everything is passed down.
Yep.
It's either been cut off somewhere in the middle from this new generation because everything became convenient.
Right. So
I remember we used to put a broom straw in the top of our baby's head. I don't know why we did it. I just did it.
But whatever it did, it worked.
It worked. A piece of garlic on a string around their neck.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
My mama and your grandmama say, do this here.
Yep.
My
Run them kids down with them big drugs when we got sick.
right.
So you have to understand, why can't we pass down tradition? Everybody else passing down stuff.
Right.
Y'all don't debate with the Chinamen when we go to their nail shop. A big fat Buddha man sitting there with fruit on his belly. Go in there and get our nail done. Whatever we need to do, leave them people alone. So the thing about it is that we taught and learned more traditional stuff, and we pass it on. We stop passing it on.
Right. There you go.
We stopped making bread.
No.
We started buying Pillsbury dope. Biscuits.
They don't like that. See,
We used to make our own pans, but now we got Aunt your mama pancakes.
oh gosh.
Buttermilk pancakes. My mama would say flour, this, mix and put it on a thing.
Right.
We didn't have no brand name stuff and stuff. They made their own butter,
Right.
milk.
Yep.
They made their own sauces. My mama had that machine grinding and turning that rice and stuffing that skin.
Yep.
Everything became convenient, but what comes to convenient is not healthy for us.
Thank you. That one.
Half of that stuff coming way from India, sitting on the crate and stuff, and sit there 30 days before it gets to you. We learned about a fruit look like it's fruit, and the fruit don't taste like it tastes.
Right.
What happened to watermelon with seeds?
That one.
Seeds. I enjoy spitting out the seeds.
Me too.
Everything seedless. That ain't the way Mother Nature works. You were created by a seed. How you gonna be created without a seed?
You're right.
You need a seed.
Right. That's my
Come
favorite.
on, now, people.
You're talking exactly.
When my grandkids come over to my house in the country, it's a learning experience. They're not sitting here playing games on remote control TV. They want to go out in the wild and get some sticks and go ahead. I call them my little warrior.
Right.
Be careful, look for snakes.
Right.
They don't sit in my house. It's a teachable moment.
I like
I
that.
talk to my young grandkids, and I got 9 of them.
You blessed.
So it's a teachable moment. Okay, how you do this? They sleep in tents outside. Yeah, y'all can sleep out tents. Have y'all been? Boy, you better go outside. Come back in this house. You gonna get sick.
Who said that?
My daddy let us run out in the rain.
Oh.
We
Yeah.
get sick. It's not the rain that caused you to get sick.
Right. It's-
I'm a grown up, and it poured down raining. Yes, I went in the rain and started laughing and had a funny time. I said, "Oh, this brought me back. I'm not afraid of the rain. I'm not afraid of bugs." When I first got in the country, I had to kill some snakes, though. I said, "You ain't running me off. You better get to stepping." I used to be scared of snakes, seriously. Spiders, too. You can't be scared of stuff like that in the country.
Mm-mm.
But I had to learn to put my defenses up, too.
Right.
You ain't going to run me off.
I like that.
But I love country life. It is a beautiful thing. I go outside. And I want to know if anybody in audience know what grounding means. You have that terminology, grounding?
Well, they're using it from a spiritual aspect. My grandfather and my grandmother would have you every year. Every season change, you're supposed to walk outside barefoot. But we played outside barefoot anyway. At least that's the way I grew up. Now everybody got these shoes on, but they're called grounding, that they actually have these fancy blankets or fancy shoes that they got these metals and electronics that it touched the ground with copper pieces and all this other stuff. Basically, what I learned, you just walk on the ground in nature and just walk around barefoot. That's grounding.
It lowers your blood pressure.
Okay.
It
See,
lowers your blood pressure. You can lay on the grass.
yes.
It lowers your blood pressure.
We used to sit out and have lunch under the tree, outside. My grandmother had my great grandmother had an apple tree, and we would sit out under the apple tree. She would make snacks and stuff like that, and she'd take a blanket, and we would sit outside and be playing. And I remember we didn't use the dryer too much, only in the winter time. we hung up our clothes, we washed the clothes, and she had the old-fashioned, and I'm not talking about that washing machine, I mean the one where you was on that washboard and you had to really wash, and then it did all kinds of agitated things, and then it had a roll and you squeezed the water out. But she would take the clothes and put them on the line with the clothespin. So I grew up like that, and that's how I like my clothes, because my clothes smell better. They smell of the sun. They don't have that synthetic smell like these laundry detergents that they do. I'm allergic to a lot of that stuff, and now I know why, because I grew up differently naturally. So for me, it it helps growing up natural, because we grew up where she would make the soap. She was not using Tide, Gain, or all of that. She didn't use that. My granny would put some baking soda in some water for the glasses or whatever. Baking soda was used for even, y'all don't even know, underarms. She used to put it under our underarms. And when you're growing up, your pH balance change, and that can actually hurt some of us, because it rubbed me raw. But we brushed our teeth with it. She made us wash our face with it. It cleaned the tub. She had so many different purposes that she used it for. That baking soda. That's why I keep that and called borax. Borax is another one that I kept, and diatomaceous earth. That's another one. So these are things that are close to nature that they use, or as my son was discovered, it's called wood ash or soda ash. So because he's interested in stuff like that. My son's, he's 29. He loves making soap from scratch, from nature, with plants and stuff. That's his new hobby now. So he is like, well, he used to be my guinea pig. Now I'm his guinea pig with all the new experiments he's doing, making this stuff from plants. And a lot of people don't even know how do you make soap without going to the store and buying Dawn, or when I was a kid, they was pushing Palmolive, the Madge, the dish person. She would come out after my granny's soaps, and she's like, "Oh, Madge, you put your hands in the soap detergent, and it was supposed to make your hands soft." I don't know if y'all remember. I'm telling my age, just like the margarine parquet. Who would fool with Mother Nature? And you can't fool. I mean, these are things that I think that's when they really started turning commercialized. But I had a strict granny. She didn't have a vacuum cleaner. We had to sweep the floor with a broom. Okay. She had the floor that you had a dust rag, and I mean a dust rag. Old shirts and everything were used to clean, and she would put what we call linen oil or almond oil and shine the floor with it. How many people know about doing that? We forgotten the things, because it doesn't have a chemical effect that I've actually gone back to, that people thought was crazy. I used to make 5-gallon soap. My son is just now remembering, like, now all the things that I've taught to him, he's bringing in at his own twist that is all natural. And he's like, wow, my mom did this a long time. And he's 29, but look how long it took for it to kick in. He makes his own toothpaste. I told him, I'm not buying you no blasted toothpaste. You got all that fluoride and a blah blah blah, and I'm fussing. And he said, you know what? It ain't nothing but a thing. I went in there. He had got some betadine clay, got some baking soda, got my peppermint oil and my cinnamon. He done made his own toothpaste. He said, you ain't say nothing. He went in there. You didn't say, and his word is, you didn't say I could not use other things. You said you were not going to buy me toothpaste. And I did say I was not going to buy him toothpaste. But he made his own. So when I say something, he's finding creative ways to actually make stuff. So I am very proud of my young man that's what he's doing, that he's not relying on things, because I told him fluoride is not for us. Fluoride has been known to calcify the pineal gland and also other parts of your body. They use it in what was that war? Hitler used it to with the Jews to actually calcify them and kill them to make them not smart. That was a biochemical weapon, but we don't know that. They said it's only a little bit. The mercury that we get put in our mouth that we should not. Basically, if you have mercury put in your mouth that you know it's hard to get out, because they'll tell you it's harder to get the mercury out your mouth because they have to wear a biohazard mask. But if it's not a biohazard and it don't have a problem, why is it, and you can't take it out? Why is it in my mouth? If only way to take it out, you got to do all these precautions. And that's what I was told by a dentist. They will not take mercury out your mouth that was in your mouth because it's a biohazard. But this is what we think is okay. We can put a biohazard and walk around and chew it in our mouth, but it's not going to have no chemical effect in your body. See?
Well, there's a lot of, like I said, information is power. It's out there. There have been several documentaries. There's one, and if anyone is interested in looking it up or checking out, it was on Netflix. It was called Painkiller, was a documentary. And this is a true story. It was 2023, and they talked about opioids. And actually, they followed this young man who had got hurt, and his doctor put him on these painkillers. And he got addicted to the pain. He felt better, but things started happening. He became addicted. And I called my sister, who is a nurse, and I say, have you heard about this? She said, yes. The pharmaceuticals, the drug companies was pushing these drugs. They was going around sending these beautiful young girls, blonde hair, pretty eyes, to take these drugs to doctors and was giving them out free samples to the patient. And I do recall years ago, it been about 15 years ago, when I went to a doctor, she said, hey, you want to try this? It's a sample of this. So there's a lot of things that's going on in the world and stuff, pushing these pills. They're not trying to push healthy alternatives. They do not support healthy alternatives. I told my doctor, I said, let me tell you something. I ain't taking no blood pressure no more. And she said, what you be doing? I told her. She was a foreign doctor. She said, well, good for you, but just monitor, blood pressure and stuff. But they're not going to tell you not to come and get XYZ. Are they going to recommend you do XYZ? And I remember when COVID hit, I told that lady, I ain't got no COVID, because I didn't take the COVID shot. And then one time I had allergies during that time, and they said everything was COVID. If you sneeze, you had COVID. If you cough, you had COVID. But I had to use my better common sense whether I was going to take this or not. Because she said, well, we got a special pill for anybody that's 55 and older. How you get a special pill for somebody 55 and older?
I like that.
I didn't know about the special pill for 55 and older. No, thank you. I did not go and get nothing prescribed. I don't like pill popping. I never was a pill popper. I never completed a bottle of any medicine they gave me anyway. So that just never was me as long as I lived. But basically what I want to come back and tell the community is we got to start thinking about what's going on in the world. If you, heard about so many things going on, that is scary. I don't know if a lot of people my family went through Katrina. All my family migrated from Louisiana to Katrina except 3 people because their houses was fine. But all the younger generation got pushed to Texas and stuff. And I can imagine being in that situation at that time. That was so horrifying. A horrifying situation. Some people didn't have family to go and live off on. They got stuck over here at the dome. They got stuck over here sleeping on floors and beds with their little personal bags or plastic bag with their personal belongings. I wouldn't wish that on anyone. And I know that wasn't a good feeling when you're so used to being in the comfort of your own home, having your own bed, being able to turn on the TV.
Right.
But that was a scary situation. And it took, my family was in my mom's family, my uncles, my auntie, my cousin, them. My mom had a 1-bedroom apartment, and she had 8 people in a 1-bedroom apartment.
Yeah, that can be done.
If you haven't experienced nothing, it'll change you when you do experience it.
True.
So as long as we're in our comfort zone, everything okay, I can go here, I can do this. We don't have a feel a need to get up and do anything different or change anything. And we believe everything's just going to be right there at that time. But listen to someone that actually went through and was uprooted and stuff. It was horrifying.
Mm-hmm.
Horrifying. As a matter of fact, there's a young guy, he's on YouTube, and I go to his YouTube channel because he was a Katrina victim. And because of that, he started talking about a lot of things that's happening around the world called JWTV. He's on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
I listen to that brother about a lot of things that he is seeing and talking about. So there's several people that's trying to reach out to communities, trying to be supportive, trying to get people to be self-sustainable, trying to get people to grow their own food and do things like this here.
Mm-hmm.
So I commend you, Doctor, for what you're doing, for your live call-in show that you're reaching out to the community and encouraging people to do things.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone welcome to join Black Warriors. We, like I said, we are on every other Sunday. We won't be on this Sunday, but we'll be back on this Sunday.
Can you?
Not just about preparing people, but making people aware. And I do it the reason I do it via Zoom, because I do a presentation and I post things where people can see where I get my information from.
Okay.
It's not coming from me. It's come from this channel, come from this organization, it comes from this here source here, and I put it on there so they can read it themselves and see visually what I'm talking about. So I picked a subject to talk about. We was talking about the destruction of the economy and how the prices and food prices are going up. We actually discussed what is affecting us as a community due to the war, not just the gas prices, but we broke it down to tell you how the economy breaks down when something like that is taking effect in the world. And we make it simplified to the people.
Right.
So then we talked about AI, because it's important that we know about AI. They're building all these data centers. Those data centers are taking power sources, and people are concerned about that.
And water sources.
The thing about it is, you also have to be what's going on in the world. You know, I just don't use news sources. I use all sources.
I like that.
That's available to me right now before AI be having their little version of it. And the AI, the robots coming and fixing for dinner and taking out the trash. You know.
Okay.
So I keep up what's going on in the world. That's going to benefit me in the long run, because those of us that hit that 60 mark, you know, we want to retire. They're pushing us retirement age further and further back. So you have to be able to put yourself in a comfortable position at your age and stuff and say, okay, what can I do to make things better for me 3 years from now?
Right.
What can I do? First of all, I tell people, stop clutter. I tell my people all the time, first thing to do to be self-sufficient and sustainable is stop cluttering. Stop buying unnecessary stuff. Get rid of stuff.
Right.
Some of us in our home still got them little wood knocks from back in the 70s. My mama got those. I go to the house, I just shake my head. Collecting dust, because you're not dusting them.
Right.
It's just we hold on to too much stuff. And the first thing I teach people in survival mode, become very minimal.
Minimalist, right.
If you don't need 25 pairs of shoes, because you don't wear 25 pairs of shoes. You don't need that many handbags. Your closet is so full of stuff, you can use that space to store some cans or something important.
This is true.
I always tell them, declutter, minimize your space. If it's not being used, get rid of it, donate it.
Right, like that.
And put things in this place that you can use. I asked my son, the hurricane coming to the Gulf, Oh, Mama, I'll be all right. You want to come over here? I say, no, I don't want to come to your house. Well, the hurricane came, and his lights was off. I still had power.
Wow.
Sit right here. I said, where your flashlight is, son? Some of us can't go in and pinpoint. If you can't pinpoint where your flashlight is at this point in time, that's an issue. If you don't have batteries, spare batteries, that's an issue. If you don't have at least anywhere from 6 to 12 cases of water in your house at this point in time, that's a problem.
Right.
If you don't have lighters or anything you can flick a bit at this current time and you coming up, that's a problem. We have to think about the worst case scenario. That's called being prepared. It's not being fearful, it's being prepared. I got about 6 lighters and those long handle ones you like for the barbecue chips.
Got them too.
Pick up a couple of them. Just put up a little bit at a time.
Yep.
I didn't say go run out and spend $500 on supplies. I say do it a little bit at a time, and as months go by, you'll realize how much you accumulate. How many has a first aid kit at hand you can put your hand on?
I do. I prepare them in every room. One in the kitchen, one in the bathroom.
At the school I work with, we have what we call emergency buckets. Everybody knows we have an emergency bucket. What's in the emergency bucket? I tell people, get you a Home Depot bucket, a Lowe's bucket, a Walmart bucket with a tight lid, and make a supply kit. And make sure you distribute a roll of toilet paper here, some wipes in here, some matches in here, and make up about 3 buckets. Because the thing is, when a crisis happens, you're not got time to go and look for stuff.
Right.
That is a critical time. It's a life survival mode right then there. Whether you're going to survive or not, if you got to take another hour to go find your socks, your underwear, a shirt, something, then there's a problem right there. Time is not on our side in emergency. You should always have a bug out or go bag ready to go for every member of your family. And we talk about this on Black Warriors Peppin. We teach that right before hurricane season comes. What is your emergency plan? What are your plans for if you have people at home, you working? What's the code? You need to set up a code with your family that the children, everybody in that household would know what does this code represent.
Right.
And then that way everybody can be proactive. Everybody, I don't know where Mama went. Mama went to Sally Hall. I don't know. She thinks she was going to get her nails done. Nobody knows where nobody's at.
Right.
People thought, I ain't trying to be out of your business, but we need to know where everybody is in a situation.
Right.
Safety is first priority. It's not being nosy. I don't care if you with Jimmy on the date. Where you going?
Right.
All right, y'all going to Olive Garden? Fine. You need to tell somebody, I'm at Olive Garden. It's about communication, and communication in emergency is so key.
Right.
Keeping up with your medication for everybody in the family. If you know you have a medication and stuff, make a list.
Right.
Of what Sue taking, Jan taking, Robert's taking. Know everybody medication.
I like
everybody in that household.
Right.
Know what your emergency plan. If you are at work, your child in college, this person over here, our plan is to meet up where? Safety comes first.
Right.
So how long does it take? How many people know how long it would take you to get from your house in car or walking? If you had to walk, where's your backpack? Where's your water? You're going to need something.
Right.
If
That's
you
true.
got diabetes, may have to have some sugar, but make sure you always have something nearby for those people. If somebody in a wheelchair, who's going to get Aunt Mary Lou?
Right.
This is so critical to survival. I tell my kids, I'm here. This is where I'm going to be. Work, home. I try not to do all that jogagging around anymore at my age. I go to the store, I come home. I try to make less trips. I'm not, oh, I forgot this. I'm not going here. If I'm going one day shopping, go get everything I need, and don't do it again until another week or two. We have to be better prepared and plan. And a lot of things, phone numbers. I had to ask myself, how many phone numbers do you remember of your family? I remember 3. My oldest sister, my mom still have her number because they've been having them forever. When technology go down, what if you don't know the phone number?
Right.
What happened? These are very important things. So what I did is I researched for my community in my area emergency numbers, emergency businesses that will help elderly. In every city and town, you have someone that helps out seniors. They can set them up for emergency calls and stuff, emergency assistance. If they need assistance, you can register anybody in your family that needs assistance.
That's true.
Those are things you should know in your community. You should know where to fall out at your community. Know where the food bank at your community. You should know where you need to go in a natural disaster. But hopefully you stay home. You'll be able to stay home and have everything you need.
Right.
So we teach a lot of things on Black Warrior Prepping and Preparing and stuff because it's important. We teach people to have alternative heat light sources. I have a Mr. Buddy heater. I don't know how many people. That thing is wonderful. That thing can burn up to 3 to 5 hours. On low, it burns 5 hours. Mr. Buddy runs by propane, those green camping cans. And I didn't have to use it this year, but I have them because you have to understand when there's emergency, people run to the store and the shelves empty quick, fast, in a hurry. You know what happened during COVID? All the toilet paper went away, and I'm trying to buy a lot of toilet paper.
Right.
People had more toilet paper than food. I didn't understand that, but it happened. So you have to understand when people are fearful while coming and they wait to the last minute to go get stuff and the shelves are empty. I remember I was in Oklahoma at that time when Katrina happened to my son, Mama, we can't find nothing. I said, we got plenty out here. What's going on up there? So I loaded my car up with supplies just to bring here for them.
Wow.
Because the shelves was empty. But you know what? The main store was empty, not the Dollar Tree store and the Dollar General and the Family Dollar. Those people, nobody went there. So they had plenty of stuff. So I traveled all the way from Oklahoma, making stores that stopped to get stuff. So we had to, Katrina was a lesson for all because it uprooted the way that we live and living again today. That was a test system to me on how people would actually survive in a crisis. They made you stay 6 feet apart.
Right.
I can't stand this. And wore masks. I couldn't wear a mask. You know, I just couldn't. Something about having something over my nose and mouth just bothered me.
Right.
You know, but that was really, to me, a way to see how people were going to conform. You have to look what the test was.
Right. Some of us didn't do so well, and some of us did greatly.
You have to think about that. And I was willing to, I said it at that point in time, because at that time I was transitioning into Texas, and I applied for this job at the school. And I said to the lady, she asked me have I had COVID. I said, no, ma'am, I had nothing. And they didn't tell me I couldn't work. She said, well, this is what we're going to require. We have a testing site set up. All we ask you to do is go to here and test. I said, I can do that. And that's what I did. And they allowed us 1 hour to go to this place and get tested. As a matter of fact, they were at our school. And so if I had to drive, I had to drive. But I thought what was required of me to do was go get tested. Because if they was going to tell me I had to do X, Y, Z, well, thank you. Talk to you later.
I like that.
You know, my life depended on, I don't know what you're putting in me.
Bingo, that one.
You know, I don't know what it is. And too many horror stories that came up after the fact. So, no, I'm really glad I didn't do it. My neighbor, a friend of mine, died. And that was just like, she went down the hill. And it would look like she was going to the doctor. She couldn't work anymore. She was out of breath. She was having breathing problems. And she died. I didn't even know she died until a month later. I was horrified. I said, wow. And we used to just come and hang out. She had cows, and she had animals, goats and chickens and guineas on her property. We would go over there, and my grandkids loved it. And it just was so sad. And I just heard so many horrible stories and stuff. But we got to know, first of all, take care of yourselves. That's the most important thing. Take care of your family next. They going to think you crazy. A lot of people do. They going to think you're a conspiracy theorist for believing this and believing that. And that mean they going to say all kind of things. But when things go down, they sure can rely on you, the crazy person, the conspiracy theorist.
Right.
They'll remember it. So I'm not afraid to be different.
Right.
I'm not afraid not to follow the crowd and stuff. I set standards for what I want to believe.
Right.
I'm grown.
That makes sense.
You know, so I hope this conversation was very informative.
Yes, it
Anyone
was.
that was listening, I hope you learned something. I don't know if you have a question, anybody, they're able to answer questions. On my Zoom, we open the floor for questions and stuff. People are able to talk about whatever they want to. We may start on this subject and wind up on another subject. It's a platform. I did this for the community. I do not get paid for my services. I'm well paid, but not by man.
Right.
I want for nothing. I don't go begging for bread.
I get you. So if we have anybody
I do
that
this for community help and for my people and love of people that I feel need what I got to offer.
right.
So I don't charge people for free stuff.
Okay.
Knowledge is free.
Okay.
So
Well,
I appreciate her allowing me to have this time to come and talk.
I
So I don't know, do you have a platform where people can ask questions, chat box, anything?
yes, I do. It's we're on YouTube and we're also on Facebook. So anybody, and then I have the other one that they can ask Vigo. So anybody that wants to ask a question, I just put it out there. They ask a question. So someone was asking, saying that you had got into foraging. You said with your camera, and they wanted you to repeat the app that you got. What was the name of the app? I will put it in here.
It's called Picture This. When you open Picture This and download it, you know, of course, they're going to say, oh, subscribe, pay X amount. If you look very careful, the screen going to be a little dark. There's an X at the very top at the right hand. You click that X on that, and then you don't have to pay for anything. It's literally free, but people don't see it because it's hidden. And the first thing they say, man, they want me to pay for that. I say, no, look for the little X in the right-hand corner, because it's going to be like a dark, it's going to look like a plant, because they make it dark on purpose.
Right.
To make you go ahead and pay for something. And it's called Picture This.
Picture
And when
this.
you pull it up, it's going to come up, but then it's going to have a black screen on it, ask you to sign up. Don't sign up. Hit that right corner, X, and X out of there.
Okay.
And you can save your pictures in the phone when you do it. You can save your pictures on there and build a whole list of items that you want. I guarantee you, when you go, you'll know a plant is different and it stands out because it just looks different.
Right.
It don't look like the grass. It don't look like this. So I'm like, okay, what are you? I found maypop down the road. I done found yellow dock.
Mm-hmm.
I done found thistle, Texas thistle. It's a flower, but it's also an herb.
Right.
I done found, there's a Queen Anne lace. It looked like a tall flower. It's a stem with like little bitty small flowers.
Mm-hmm.
And how you know it's Queen Anne, look for the little red dot in it. It's a story behind why they call it Queen Anne lace. The queen was sewing and knitting, and she poked herself on the white lace, and the blood dropped down. And that's why it's called Queen Anne lace.
Okay. So
in Florida, I'm not for sure. You can also Google your native plants. I bought a book. Mine is Texas. This is called Texas Native Plant, and it gives me a list of all my Texas native plants. So if you live in Florida, whatever state, city, there's a book book of wild edible plants. So I got this little book off of Amazon. It wasn't expensive, but it had a lot of plants, and I was so happy to find this and stuff. But foraging edible plants, they will give you the medicinal property, what they're good for, if it's for diabetes or sugar. But always be careful when you're doing herbal plants. You don't want to overdo it. You always start small to see how your body will test it out, see how it works on your body. When I start doing the cleavers, I did go to YouTube. There's a guy on there that's wonderful discussing herbs. He go out in there and tell you what it is. Some you chop them up, you use the leaves, you use the roots. They'll tell you exactly how to utilize that plant. Once you find it, it'll tell you how to utilize it.
Okay.
What part of the plant, the leaves, the roots, the flowers, some say all parts. You can put it in your salad, you know. So if you're interested in forage, I'm sure, I know we have a foraging organization out here in our state. I'm pretty sure Florida definitely do, but Texas is big on foraging,
Right.
stuff on wild edible plants.
Right.
But I just get my phone, take a picture of them, and research the medicinal properties of them.
Okay. That makes
Like
sense.
I have, like I said, I just drunk the cleavers in spring water, let it set in the sun, and drunk it.
Hey, that's what I
That's
do
what
with my
they told me to
hibiscus. I did hibiscus, anise, cinnamon, and clove, and I put
You
it.
want to do Ceylon cinnamon, not regular cinnamon. Ceylon has more medicinal properties
Yeah, Ceylon.
than regular cinnamon.
Yep. Yes,
It's
ma'am.
called Ceylon with a C.
Yep.
Ceylon,
Yep.
Ceylon cinnamon.
Yep. That's the one I got.
And a lot of times you can go to these herbal shops. They sell all these herbs in a jar.
Mm-hmm.
Burdock, I bought in a jar. I bought sour salt from a person that was selling sour salt leaves.
Okay.
And I bought them at a herbal store
Uh-huh.
or a metaphysical store. Sometimes metaphysical stores have
Yep.
herbs and stuff.
Yep.
And like I said, if I find an herb, I'm going to dig it up in spring and put it in my yard. I have done that, and I got one growing out there.
All right.
And it's a medicinal plant. So a lot of times, especially the native plants, I just wait for them to seed, and I throw them on the ground and stuff, and they'll grow right there in your yard.
I like that. I got a lot of pots that I want to fill up with different trees that I've been looking at. So that's what I've been looking, because right now we have a lot on in front of the house is a lot of Spanish moss. So I was trying to figure out how to take the Spanish moss. So I was looking on YouTube for it, because it's good for rheumatoid arthritis, good for diabetes, good
That's
for
the one that grow in the trees, right?
yeah. It's like the
Those
moss.
are good for hemorrhoids too. My
Right.
grandma, my elderly people in my family said that they would boil that in water, steam water, and they would set over that pot to cure hemorrhoids.
Nice. Okay. So
Yeah.
I was just looking at that on YouTube. They were talking about it and what the name was. And I was like, it has so many different purposes, but they weren't showing how to harvest. Should you take the things from the ground, or can you take it off the tree? And they showed you the way it springs around. So that was my thing for me for the Spanish moss. I was like, okay, because we have a lot of them out here. It's a lot. I don't know, but maybe the person here just like Spanish moss, but it's a lot of I have a lot of Spanish moss.
I know in Louisiana, it was a lot hanging from the trees in Louisiana also. There's a lot. You know what I think would be very interesting, if we can start a women's herbal class, and we come together once a month, and we go out in your area, my area, and we discuss and discover wild edible plants, and we have a conversation about it. What's the benefit of it?
That would be good, because a friend of
That would
mine.
be wonderful. I think when we get knowledge, a lot of people to come together and say, okay, I would like to learn about wild edible plants. You learn it in your state,
Yeah.
and you learn it in your state, because we got similar climates. I know y'all have, weather. We have the similar climate.
Weather.
I know we're in 9B. I think you're either 10B, 10A.
9A, where I'm at, and then down south is like 10 down in
I'm
Miami.
9B.
So we're 9A.
Yeah, farther south than you get in the hotter climate.
Yep.
And because I have people that travel to different countries, and they done brought me some seeds, something back from their country, and I'm like, what is this?
I like that.
So I take it to my friend who's an herbalist. Now I do have a friend, and his name is Shabazz Organic here in Houston, and I had him on my show, and I'm having him back on my show again, and I'll let you know when.
Definitely.
He is a bona fide herbalist, so he does dispense medicine for conditions like diabetes, blood pressure, women, female problems, fibroids,
Nice.
hair loss products. He has a wide variety of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So he actually dispenses them out for medical conditions.
Mm-hmm.
So he'll discuss the condition. He ships all around the United States. As a matter of fact, I'm going to the shop tomorrow morning.
Mm-hmm.
And me and him been discussing a lot about wild edible herbs. So I'm like, it's wonderful they have all these herbs. But most, like I said, when you get stuff, you have to get it here, you ship it here, you ship it here. But growing it is right here.
Right.
I can just go out there and get it when the season's right. Or I can preserve it even in a tincture. So I started my toothache plant because last year they grew, but I said, you know what? I should have put them in a tincture and made a tincture of them.
Right.
And that way, if someone have a toothache, but you have to use alcohol, 100% alcohol when you're making tinctures, and have your dark bottle and put it there to preserve it.
Right.
Now, I did preserve some cleavers.
Uh-huh.
The way you preserve cleavers, apple cider vinegar.
Okay.
Put them in a mason jar and wait 4 months. And
Nice.
let that soak all in. You can use it on your salad or any recipe that requires some type of vinegar or something, and make your own vinaigrette with it.
Mm-hmm.
And that is wonderful. That is really wonderful. It has helped me with inflammation.
Nice.
It has helped me with menopause. I do not have hot flashes like I used to.
Okay. What?
Hibiscus also do that. Hibiscus flower, but you want roselle hibiscus, that deep.
I
red
love
color.
that. Yes.
That's for inflammation.
Okay.
And it's for blood pressure.
Yep.
I had a plant. I grew it last year. I got 2 more growing right now and stuff. So I boiled them, and they're good for inflammation.
Okay.
So that's why I say a lot of things grow, and they just wonderful to have in your possession just in case of emergency.
Right.
No pharmacy. You have your own yard pharmaceutical in your yard
Right.
that has beneficial properties. So I can go on and on and on. I can go on and on and on talking about survival. Plants is my passion. I can go on and on.
Right.
I also teach propagation. I teach people how to propagate plants.
Ooh, what's that? We definitely got to have you come on and talk about that.
Propagation is when you take part of a plant during a certain time. Sometimes you can root it in water. Sometimes you can root it straight into the dirt. So you're going to regrow the plant.
Right. Okay.
So you have to know how to propagate a plant, cut a piece of it off, and certain plants cannot be put in water because they're just rot because they already water-based.
Okay.
But you got to know how to preserve what you have, whether you dry them. You have dehydrator. I have a dehydrator. My son got 2 years Mother's Day gift. I said, I want a dehydrator.
Yep,
I mean, you can do it in the sun, but
right.
you have to make sure you cover your plant in the netting.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to do it like that, which you can,
mm-hmm.
you can leave it in the sun and hang it up and use like a mesh netting, and
mm-hmm.
you can dry your herbs in the sun.
Okay.
Oh, I got chamomile growing too. This is my first time experiencing with chamomile.
I love chamomile. Which kind of chamomile do you got?
It's also has a calming effect to it also.
Right. The relaxation like
so
lavender.
I think that's the sort of 3 things I'm learning: propagating and preserving.
Okay.
There are certain things you can preserve without having the pressure cooker. There's called water bath.
Right.
There's certain things you can water bath, but then there's certain things that actually you can't. You're going to have a pressure pot to put them in.
Right. I was trying.
So tomatoes, definitely. So certain things you don't have to, but then there's certain things you are going to have to.
Right. I was going to
Like
show
I
you
make
my.
garlic, honey garlic. I love making honey garlic.
Okay.
You just take some cloves, peel them, put them in a mason jar, cover them with honey. But you want to get small jars if you're not going to do a large quantity. Make sure you buy small jars and cover them. That way you'll just, blood pressure, that's sweet to get in that garlic, and you just chop it up and sweet and swallow it, and you're good to go.
So have you made anything with vegetable glycerin?
No.
Okay.
That's what I said. I don't do the preserving part.
Okay.
I done did carrots and stuff with vinegar.
Okay.
I love carrots soaked in vinegar. That was delicious. But
Okay.
that is just something also that I would love to get into. Preserving food, but I don't have a pressure cooker. I just do the hydrating, the dry part. I like drying it more than putting it in a jar. I don't know what I understand. Because the teas are good when you dry your herbs
Right.
and stuff. It's just you can make a good tea with it.
Right.
And it's less, it's easier to put them in the cabinet. The space-wise, I've been thinking all these glass jars when I can have something like similar, like Molar bags, and put my stuff in it. It's not bulky. And so we teach people how to preserve stuff with the Molar bag, So there's all kind of ways you can preserve food and stuff. A lot of people, stack up on rice and beans and all of this wonderful stuff. Canned goods, have a few canned goods. A lot of people not really big on them. They for emergency purposes, but you got to make sure we teach you got to rotate them. So what my system is, I have a shelf. I put this year on this shelf, this year on this shelf, and this year on this. So you rotate them around. And you have to rotate your stuff and watch your dates. So most canned goods don't give you at least 2 years.
Right.
So you have to learn how to rotate your stuff around also.
Right. Makes sense. I was going to show you, I don't know if you can see, I made my own tincture. I left it in. I had in Guam, I started a tincture of rosemary. Here it is.
Okay.
Can you see it?
No, you're gone off my screen. I'm just the only one on here.
Oh.
You left me solo.
No. I was on the K. Well, I guess you can see it. You basically, I'm trying to see if people can see the leaves or stuff. I got a bottle of rum, or really alcohol, and these are nothing but, can you guys see it? I was hoping you could see. Okay, you kind of see it but can't see it. These are nothing but rosemary, and it actually turned brown. So this has been soaking almost for over a year, because I started it when I was in Guam before I left, and it was in my my box or my stuff when I shipped over here, and it took a while for my stuff to get over here because I love making tinctures. That was my thing, or making oils, because I'll get some castor oil, apricot oil, as jojoba and vitamin E, and then I'll put like maybe cayenne pepper paste and ginger. That's a rub that I'll make, or salve I'll make for you to be able to use for the pain or the swelling or to remove for heat. So I got used to it. So I said, well, let me do this with rosemary, because everybody's talking about how great rosemary is. So I put it in a bottle. I forgot about it. Then I did something else. Then I did something with essential orange oil, and it was vodka, with the vodka and the rosemary and the bay leaf. And I put that in there with peppermint, just trying to, the spearmint worth that. And that came out good. Like, that's the first time I did that in Guam, and that was 4 years ago. So that's why I started making my rubs and my tinctures, and they started coming out good. But before I left, I did the rosemary. I had just had these rosemary, and I didn't want to they were drying out, because I had moved from one house to another house. So I just got the thing and I just dumped them all in the bottle and just said, okay. So now I got it. It's not clear. Now it is. Now it's funny. Now it's brown. I mean, it extracted as everything that you can get out of it
It's taken over over a year, and it's sitting here. So all I have to do is really strain it and pour it out. Because I looked at it and my son said, "What's this?" Because we were like looking through all my herbs, because I have a lot of herbs that I brought, like my self heal, my comfrey root. These are my go to. What, like you say, I have what we call emergency herbs that need to be in a place that if something happened, I can take them with me, along with my honey. My honey's my emergency. If you got a cut or anything, you take natural honey, you put that on there, it's a sealant, and you just wrap it around, it heals naturally. So those are things that I these are things that I've got from my abuela and my people, of what to do, of what to have. um Always make sure that you're going to be taken care of. Always make sure you have something for pain. And willow bark is a very must for us. Willow bark is a plant, for you guys that don't know, is basically, willow bark is like y'all aspirin, but it's the real deal. So it does help with pain. It does help with your blood pressure. It also helps with your heart. Willow bark is, for me, is my natural pain medicine. Or my other favorite, since living in Hawaii for so long, is kava kava. Kava kava is a natural pain medicine, but you gotta be careful with any herbs that you use. Kava kava will take away the pain, but also it might, if it's taken in a wrong dosage with anything that you can take, could damage your liver. So these are some of the things that I like. Rosemary, you can eat that, as you're not going to get problem with that. It's good medicinal wise, it's good seasoning wise, it's good tincture wise. So those are things. And just like thyme, you put thyme in. What is the big thing that everybody's a big fan of? Turmeric. But people don't understand the components of turmeric. That with that turmeric, you actually need black pepper. I was talking to a lady, and she told me, no, you can use cayenne pepper. Cayenne pepper. My friend said, no, you cannot. It has to be black pepper, because it breaks it down a certain way. So I was like, wow. But when I was studying herbs, they were saying we should not eat black pepper because it upsets our stomach. And I was like, what? So, you know what I mean? It's so much. It's like, okay, so what do you do? So I don't know. That I could go on and on. I do like herbs a lot. That is my thing. Herbs and treating herbs, but also making. When I made chocolate with herbs and made food with herbs, like kava kava cookies and valerian brownies and stuff like that, for people that couldn't sleep. My thing is, my love language is food. Or my love language is making a song or helping. I guess that's my love language. You know what I mean? If I can help you and I know something, I'm gonna share it with you. So I appreciate it. Oh my gosh, it's almost 8 o'clock over here, so it's just beginning. I didn't realize I was running so long, but definitely thank you for coming on.
You're welcome.
Nobody seems to have any other questions, but definitely I would like to bring you back. But I wanted you to send me your information for people that maybe might want to take a prep class and get together. So if you send that to me, I'll include that, so how they can get in touch with you for that as well, especially that, because I put prepping and being prepared. That is something that
being prepared. I will, our Zoom is not this Sunday. Our Zoom would come back on the 26th.
Okay.
Because we just had one on the 12th.
Right.
So it's every other Sunday, twice a month at 7 p.m. at night. I know that's probably late, but it works for us here in Texas. I'll definitely send you the flyer if you want to in advance, so you can share with people.
Yes.
They're interested, because like I said, we cover up a variety of topics and stuff. So I will send it to you, and you're welcome to share it. Our Zoom link stays the same all the time. We don't change it and stuff. No, I don't record. I don't record the Zoom, but it will be a PowerPoint presentation.
which is
and
good.
stuff. It's an open format, so people discuss after what was presented. We normally have open session talk and stuff, and we learn from each other. You know, I have someone that works at the airport. I have a nurse. I may have a doctor. I may want to have somebody in this field that shares what's going on in your world.
Right.
You know, what's new, what's changing.
I like
The
that.
change is going all around.
Mm-hmm. I like that. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are about to close off, so I am going to do my commercial. I am Dr. D from 963B for You Ranch and Farm. So reach out to us. We are turning land into healing. That's what our motto and our mission, turning land into healing. Remember that. That's what we do. So we look forward to all of you guys, and thank you again for tuning in. I can't tell you the next show because I don't remember. I have somebody that's going to be coming up for 96B for You. We're going to be doing, his name is Mark from the Living Live Expo. He's going to be on, but he's going to be a 963B for You, and it's going to air on Tuesday, but we'll do the recording. So look forward to that. So if you guys are interested, please let me know. I hope to hear from you soon. It's been real. Thank you.
Thank you. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you.
I am your host, Dr. D. Welcome to Dreams to Reality Ranch. Take this trip with me.